Alex met Rowan outside a closed-down funeral home in Brooklyn, drawn there by a quiet sense of curiosity that unsettled him immediately. The building had been shuttered for years, but Rowan insisted on visiting. It had been his mother's house. The scent of old wood and dust clung to the air. "She's been dead 8 years, Rowan told Alex, his voice trembling. "But the house, it's like it never forgot her." Alex reached out and brushed his hand lightly. "Some things don't leave," she said. "They wait." They began to see each other. Rowan was cautious but fascinated by Alex. She never invited him to her apartment. She never spoke of herself in detail. But she listened intently, eyes sharp, as if memorizing every word he said, every gesture he made. Exactly 1 year and 3 weeks after Basil's death, Rowan disappeared. Detective Moon arrived at Rowan's childhood home with a forensic team. The basement freezer had been sealed since the mother's funeral 8 years prior. The power had been on the entire time. Moon pulled gloves onto her hands, staring at the humming appliance. Hale lingered behind her. "This doesn't make sense. How is this connected to Alex?" he whispered. Moon shook her head. "I don't know if it's her. But the timing, every man she's been involved with, it's consistent." She exhaled slowly. "Exactly 1 year and 3 weeks. I didn't see it at first, but now I notice it." The freezer opened. Inside were pieces, carefully separated, preserved. Not a shred of blood outside the packaging. A layer of ice covered the edges, as though frozen immediately after death. Moon stepped back. This took planning, or patience. Either way, someone has a pattern. Hale whispered again, "But there's no proof Alex touched this freezer." "No direct evidence," Moon agreed. "Nothing except circumstance, timing, proximity. That's all we have." Alex was called in for questioning. She entered the room as always, calm, unreadable, perfectly poised. Moon didn't start with accusations. She wanted to unsettle her slowly. "You know why you're here," Moon began, sliding a photo of the freezer across the table. Alex glanced at it. "I've seen freezers before." Moon's eyes narrowed. "Rowan, exactly 1 year and 3 weeks after Basil. You know that, don't you?" Alex's lips curved faintly. "Time is a tool. People notice it in retrospect." Moon leaned forward. "Do you realize how impossible it looks? How every man you touch ends like this?" "I don't control what happens," Alex said softly. "I only exist in the world that moves around me." Moon's fingers drummed on the table. "Noel, Basil, Rowan, there's a pattern. You've been with them. You know their habits. You know the timing. And yet, there's nothing to link you directly." Alex tilted her head. "Circumstance is all anyone ever needs to accuse. But proof is different." Hale muttered from behind the glass. "She's untouchable. There's nothing here." Moon ignored him. "Do you feel anything about this, Alex?" "Guilt, fear." Alex's expression was serene. "Guilt is for those who leave traces." Moon leaned closer. "Every hobby, every move you make, do you do it to hide, or to prepare?" Alex's eyes didn't flicker. "Perhaps both, or neither." Moon exhaled sharply. "I don't know if you're the killer, but you're the only constant." Alex's voice dropped. "And that is enough to make you uncomfortable, isn't it?" Moon stood slowly, pulling off her gloves. "It is. It's more than uncomfortable. It's impossible to ignore." After the interrogation, Moon spoke to Hale quietly in the hallway. 1 year and 3 weeks, she whispered, almost to herself. "It's always exactly that interval." Hale shook his head. "It's coincidence. Nothing else ties her. No fingerprints. No travel records. No direct evidence." Moon stared at the office wall. "Circumstance is all I have, but the consistency. I can't ignore it." Alex returned to her life. She took up learning Yoruba, speaking aloud in her apartment late at night. She joined a small cultural club where she practiced traditional music. She did not tell anyone why, and no one asked. Detective Moon marked it in her notebook anyway. Something about Alex was always watching, always aware. Something about the pattern gnawed at Moon's mind, and she knew the next interval was coming.